and I think that this time we should be okay. Um, we're at a table with three other people in the Elite League, so they've been playing a reasonable amount of Terra Mystica and hopefully not been accumulating red thumbs. Um, so we got Baranek, Total Eclipse, Terra Steel. We played with all these players. Terra Steel is currently number one in Arena, so he's obviously very good. I think that I could see people picking Alchemists into this game. Round one, big building on Fjords. Round two, Temple, with all four of the scoring pass tiles in the game. I'd see Alchemist is very likely here. The scoring is edge scoring, which Alchemists are also very good at, since like digging factions in general are good at the edge scoring. So I could see Alchemists. I could also highly likely see Swarmlings here. We'll see how it winds up shaking out. Hopefully the game goes quickly, because we did just burn a fair amount of our time on the previous aborted game. They put in darklings, which blocks Alchemist right off the bat. I kind of like that, though I might have liked playing Alchemist myself. There's only two really good round one pass tiles in the game. The third round, like, if I were picking to the second seat, I might pick like a faction like Fakirs, because they can at least take advantage of this cult bump. Someone with a single cult step on air, so like halflings as well, could be okay here. Because if they get this cult step, then they go there. Darklings I kind of like in this first seat because they probably just really want it's nomads, which is okay. Darklings likely just want to, uh, like they will likely only have the option to take either a worker, which is good for digging and just building a temple, or the 6 coins, which I mean Darklings are such a strong faction that 6 coins, and they generate their own digs, so 6 coins is actually quite good for them. Um, um, okay, Terra Steel's thinking about this. Um, yes, Heroic Logic, hello. Yes, back at faction selection already. Yes, our previous game we had to abandon. So, what about Alchemists and Swarmlings here? Well, I mean, are already out, so Swarmlings are good here. Like they can probably secure I4 from nomads, and then they can make this town down through here. They can prioritize digging in round one. They probably just start I5 and G2 is what I would expect. They take this with like single spade 3 workers, and then they take Earth one in round two or Water one in round two, and they build this. Um, it also makes the color wheel nice, but I just don't really feel like putting them in. I think I'd rather just put in witches. Um, witches are fun, and it's a high coin game, which is always good for witches. It's a high coin, high passing points game for witches. I think that's fun. I'm gonna put in witches. I guess we could also do Orin. Orin are also fun. Um, they're going to be able to get this game. Like they're almost guaranteed to get e8, d5 in round one, which is strong. It's not clear that they can connect, which is a little less fun for me. I would love to be able to connect this game. Um, so we're going here. So chaos. There's always a question of, so let's figure out the starting spots in this matchup. I think that we almost are always f5, f8 as witches here. Um, Darklings are likely g8, g5, and they likely try to secure g6 in round one, is what I would expect. And then they might not get a town through here, which is awkward because nomads can try to go for a town through these hexes like this, or like they can just start on these two and grab h4. So like if nomads have a town like with these four hexes or something, because they need this to connect, then they need these two. Darklings can just start here for the leech, but then they just take g6 and then they abandon this guy, or they like go for a secret g4 strategy late, because nomads probably don't take g4, but witches might just grab that early. I don't know. It's like, because nomads are opening with a stronghold, I think it's very tricky. Would I go with for a stronghold to take i6 early with witches here? I don't know about taking i6 that early as witches, and my logic there is that it would take nomads 2 shipping to be able to stronghold to sandstorm this. So nomads are never messing with it. Chaos is also almost never messing with it. And this is also like a tricky map for Darklings to be able to dig and ship together. For them to spend 2 digs, even like a single dig, on a hex that they can't build on just to mess with witches is quite expensive for them this early. So I don't like that. I think that the correct bid here is witches. Um, I also think that Chaos is quite strong here. If Chaos manages to get the 2 workers power action, they're very, very happy. That said, I mean, I think that it should probably just go to Nomads, right? Nomads probably should get the 2 workers power action. So yeah, I think I would float I6. Basically, I think that my ideal world for witches is that I can fly to f3 and grab e4. I think that like trying to get our flights to places where we can like dig and make towns and stuff is probably better than worrying about I6. That said, I6 is an edge hex, and it is edge scoring, so that probably makes it more interesting than you might think. Nomads have some issues opening with the stronghold. It's not clear that they're going to be able to get the 2 workers power action. They're going to start probably on this cult bump. Chaos is going to start on the priest. They can send the priest to air, open air to whatever else favor. I think that you probably just start e5 here as chaos. The case for starting d3 is that nomads are on e7, so you do have this neighbor. Witches likely get to d2 fairly soon with temp shipping. Oh wow, witches went down a lot when I wasn't looking. What happened there? Oh, Terra Steel bid them down by 7 points. That's what happened. Nomads, so Darklings could dig f7 with their first action. They could also dig g6, or they could just upgrade g5. The only world where it goes poorly for Darklings, or for Nomads, in terms of getting the 2 workers, is if Darklings upgrade g8 with their first move. But I actually think that there's a reasonable chance that we just get to go through here very quickly as Nomads. This is all, like, that thought is actually good for Darklings, because if we're not prioritizing h4, then Darklings are likely to get a town through here. And that does make them very, very strong, because then they're going to get I3 as well. One awkward part about playing against the Sandstorm Nomads is that they could they're going to blow up this town for witches. Witches would love to get this town, but they're not going to get it this game. You know, we were talking about disruption, or talking about I6. I wonder if there's a case for nomads to start here. Is that too crazy? This is 4 edge hexes. If they can get a town through here, they can leave this for chaos, or they can just take this hex from witches or something. It's 2 sandstorms for this town, with like a dig. 2 sandstorms and 1 dig for a town might be a little much to ask. But like if chaos does build here, then you just get 4 edge hexes and that's a town. I also like, I guess the thing about having this power is that you have to know how and who to use it against and where to use it to benefit yourself most. This nomads pick might be a little over defensive because who are you actually taking the hexes away from, and how does it benefit you? Those are like kind of important questions to be asking. I still like witches. Witches just feel pretty safe here, and they're going to be an extremely strong economic faction. Chaos has what going for them? They're not going to be able to open the sanctuary. Like there's like, I don't see a lot of worlds where Chaos is going to get the 2 workers. So they're going to send Priest to air, and then there's a ship tile in the game, so maybe like they just expand with dwellings. I don't know. I don't like this track for Chaos at all. I don't like the setup for Chaos. They're going to struggle to make their first town, unless it's something awkward like wasting all your power double digging this 1 hex and then making this, or double digging this hex and going for a bridge. Like it's all very, very unfortunate, and you're not guaranteed leech either. I don't know. I think that there's a reasonable world where if you grab this, you get one of these 2 hexes later. So I think darklings are still okay. I don't know. I like witches. Witches start with a stronghold tile. That can't be bad. It simply cannot be bad to be witches in a matchup with this, and all these coins. I will bid on darklings after this. I've kind of talked myself a little bit out of nomads. Darklings don't have a lot going for them in terms of edge scoring, but if they can get this town down here instead of nomads, then that is, like, this town here is good for darklings. 3 ship this game is also good for darklings. There's a priest tile in the game. There's coins. There's the ship tile. It could look okay. Anyway, as for I6, like I think it depends on where I think nomads threaten me, because I would like to maybe try for like, yeah, it's like not obvious where to get towns here for witches. I do need to. I probably should respond to be responsible. I should figure out where my first sandstorm would go here as nomads. I think there's a strong case that it should be D4 for this, but there's also a strong case that it should be for I'm just instinctively thinking that I'm on H5, F4, and E7. F4 could get cut off if witches come here and take E4. So there's a lot of awkwardness that could happen here for nomads. Yeah, F4 could get isolated. You need an awkward hex here, which you don't necessarily want. I don't actually love nomads that much. I think I actually like witches maybe 20 points better than them. I think that our goal for witches is to single dig E8, build D5, and then fly to I6 in round 1. I think that's probably our plan. And then we try to pass on to coins. For the rest of the game, we're just looking for coins. After like just getting all the hexes, then we look for coins. Um, I said I think I like them 20 points better than nomads, and I kind of stick by that. We probably want a hex like B3 this game to kind of juice our town game as witches here. Because this hex is like one of, like, you need one of one, two, three. Like, if you're on, say you're on B4 and you want to get to C2, you're going to need one of B3, D1, and E4. I think E4 could go to nomads this game. But unless nomads are starting A4, then you're probably getting B3. The other thing that's appealing for nomads is you're just getting so much leech. Like G5 is very likely to get upgraded. Like E7 is going to get this built if nothing else. I'm trying to figure out if there's like a goofy world where, as witches, you can fly to F3 in round one and beat nomads to E4. Like, how hard am I gonna like fight for? Because as nomads, I want my first action to be to take the workers. I want my second one to be, and then my next two actions are upgrade to a stronghold. So if I'm taking E4, that's on my fourth action. Witches, I guess, could go stronghold for two actions, fly to F3, and then take E4 for their fourth action. Like I just wonder like how bad that is for witches if it goes down that way. And like E4 is also not a good hex for nomads, right? Like this hex does nomads absolutely nothing other than allowing them to connect. So can you possibly just leave this hex like unbuilt? Or like just don't build on F4 to start with? This hex feels like a monster amount of leech. It feels like darklings could use it. It feels like, and if you leave this hex unbuilt, then witches definitely get this, and witches just explode, right? Like, witches are just so good here. So this is kind of where I'm leaning, but it's not that clear how we want it to go down. Yeah.
Omelet or eggs over easy or scrambled?
I think I like omelet. All right, so what is the Chaos Magician's game? Chaos Magician's game is obviously culty. Two of these factions aren't opening with a temple. However, you also need your priest to advance your shipping. You're starting with a priest, it goes on the air track. Can you make this? Probably not. Can you build these? Probably not. Can you make one of these? Probably you can. And then if you're lucky, you get to build these late. This does nothing for you because you probably want your sanctuary earlier than that. So I still really don't like chaos here. Yeah, I still don't like chaos. I think I'm willing to pay one more here, one more on darklings. And then probably we go for chaos. Chaos, I think we do start E5. The neighbor situation just looks very attractive there. One of the tough parts here is that you really can't control what nomads do. If nomads do start on these two hexes, then you just go for this. You're never, even if nomads aren't on F4, you're never getting this town because witches can just fly here and then dig G4 on you, which feels really bad. So I think Like we're all kind of bidding, I think, on nomads starting here, even though I'm not convinced it's actually the best thing for nomads themselves. It's just the worst thing for everyone else, and it gets them leech. But like you might just lose this structure and be okay with it. But at the same time, digging e4 to connect and take away that opportunity from witches feels nice. A lot of players like to dig f7 with high priority as darklings in this matchup. I don't think that I would do that. Because I don't think that this town is like that valuable, especially in an edge scoring game. I might just go for this bridge town. Um, yeah, I might just be unimaginative, but like, I guess so. Okay, here's the case for nomads. Nomads, how do they get out a bunch of dwellings? They might be able to build this, so they can get 2 sandstorms for 3 hexes in these rounds. So they can get onto these hexes. Um, and then they take a shot. I'm just trying to figure out, like, can you build a lot of these TPs? Can you do it without making a town early? You probably can make 2 towns here. Um, so, like, nomads can't have that bad of a game. I said 20 points, right? So that seems reasonable. I will just take chaos here and see what happens after this. And just try to play culty, even though I probably won't get the 2 key town. Um, I think that all of these factions are going to be ready to take Earth 1 in round 2. So if I'm Chaos here, I think I actually take Earth 1 in round 1 to go with my Air 2. I will have power and workers going into round 2. So um, it feels pretty sketch, but I think that probably is the plan. I'm vaguely hoping that nomads will take e4, but there's no guarantees. And in terms of edge, I have like, let's say I can get here. Let's say I get all my reds. I have 1, 2, 3. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 reds on the edge. Oh, that's very bad, huh? Well, Air 2 will let me use spades. I might fight for these cult spades as well. And we'll see if we can like get some good edge stuff going. It's obviously good to like try to play economics, so I probably will ignore building TPs, but I will try to get out my the. Well, that doesn't seem good for darklings. Like, why aren't darklings here? This is also a little awkward for witches. I guess witches' first action now is to sanctuary here, or is to build this, but yeah, I'm not getting h6 in like any world here. I really don't like this because this not only has no neighbors, it also like you can like this not only has no neighbors, but it's not even connected to G6. Um, and this isn't a town spot because there's no cheap digs around here. Like this this is okay for like alchemists or if you think that you're playing like a shipping game plan. But after starting G5, I just like G8 and C5 make sense. G5 and C5 with no factions starting here, it just makes no sense to me. Um, like maybe nomads are going to like take these hexes or something, but I would leave them stranded if I were nomads. Darklings do start with a worker, so they're just going to secure G6. and nomads should get workers. Witches will single dig E8, and then they'll upgrade over here. That's how I see this going down. Is it bad for witches that darklings start on C5? Um, it's a little bad for witches that darklings start there because they don't really want their stronghold here, right? Witches really want their stronghold here. However, I think that what's going to go down is that witches will single dig E8 and then they'll be perfectly happy because then they can just upgrade on E8. I think nomads are about to take the workers here, and I think witches are about to take the single spade on E8, and then they're going to be just completely fine. Okay. So this, I think, is a pretty good break for us. I think we might be able to open with a stronghold here. Um, or open with our sanctuary here. I did not expect this, so um, yep. Freibooter is saying in the BGA chat that I'm back to streaming. Nomads are getting monster leech, so they're going to be able to, they're going to be able to do stuff even without building the stronghold. So that's still cool for them. In any case, I put the priest if someone takes the priest here, but otherwise I'm just going to upgrade on E5. Okay. So actually, I'm not getting any more leech, so there's no reason to give that leech to nomads right now. I might as well just send this priest off because no one's taking Earth 1. No one's taking any of my favor tiles away from me, so we'll just do this first. And yeah, we're going to be fine. This looks considerably better than what I expected. We're going to have 3 worker income next round, so I would love to pass on to one of these guys, advance my shipping, and then hard dig D1. I think that's my dream, that I could advance my shipping, hard dig D1, and then with advanced ship, and then I'm in position to like look at getting onto other hexes. It's still not great, like, but being able to open with a sanctuary is pretty great. Oh wait, I'll have 4 worker income, right? I don't need to land on a worker. I can just land on anything. Coins or power should be fine. As long as actually coins is probably what I want, right? I really want to land on coins, but that's not going to happen. Witches and darklings are certainly going to beat me to the coin stuff. Nomads are passing onto this. If I can land on this guy, like that would be okay. Otherwise, I'm going to have a lot of trouble advancing my shipping at all, because I'm not getting any more leech. Maybe this would enable me to take a coins action. I'm set up with the workers. Yeah, heroic logic. I think that nomads were supposed to buy workers there. They instead went for the stronghold early. And I think that that's definitely good news for me. Witches have gotten 1, 2. Okay, witches are in a decent position of leech because of F5. Yeah, they're still fine. Wow, what is going on here? This is terrible. I think that Baradek should undo this for sure. But no, Baradek doesn't undo this. This is terrible. This might be like a play at... No, he can't even triple dig this hex because he doesn't have a priest. So, yeah, I mean, whatever. They're allowed to do what they want to do. Nomads are getting so much leech that they should be able to get the coins, this priest, and 3 power to a worker. It's pretty absurd. Like absolutely absurd. So this is the upside to nomads, right? Like they had this possibility. It also looks like they won't need to sandstorm this because witches haven't flown there yet. Witches will build D5 before they commit their flight. Um, we don't know where they'll fly just yet. In the meantime, I probably still want to experiment with this mic. It's not doing anything. I'm just using my laptop speaker for now.
George, your food. I'm fucking standing out here waiting for you. I need it.
Thanks.
Jeez.
All right, so we're just continuing to do our thing. I kind of have to imagine that nomads are sandstorming here, so I'm not going to get this E4 leech that I desperately want. I really don't understand what this darklings play was about. Like, yeah, he's getting 4 points, but he's also short of priest, so that's 2 points that he's missing right there, plus the favor income that he would get. Also, this pass tile is like not that good either, so I just really don't understand this darklings game. In any case, I think I'm probably beating them. But I really don't know about beating nomads or witches here. I mean, nomads should clearly take the coins, I think. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Nomads should sandstorm now, because then they'll land on the witch's tile. Witches should use their, or nomads should use their sandstorm. Then witches will build a dwelling. Oh, sorry. No. Okay, they need to take the coins and build the dwelling, so that's how they land on that tile. Light watch, yeah, it looks really bad for witches. Oh, okay, so nomads have just given witches the coins if they want them. I mean, that could be losing them this past tile. I don't know about that. Nomads might stay in the round in another action. I would really love to land on the coins here so I could advance my ship comfortably. Which has me considering taking water 2. Water 2 is also a spade down the line. Water 2 is a worker now because it brings me up the air cult. It is a spade down the line for here. It is not a spade here because, I mean, that's like Earth 1 gives me that step. This also could get me these coins, so So nomads will take the coin's action now, and then I will use my water 2 bump, and then the passing is going to start happening. So this goes on the air track. We like that. My neighbor situation, by the way, looks very questionable. But there's nothing questionable about this, unless there's a case for me to take. Okay, witches are taking the coin, so if I were to take this, that's probably not worth it. I can try to land on this in a future round. My future leech prospects also don't look great. I wonder if C4 is at all interesting. Oh my god, this is so unfortunate for darklings. Nomads are going for Earth 1. I mean, why not? Strongly considering trying to go for Bridgetown here. I do have a spade coming in off the water cult, so. So Darklings do manage to get this. I did think that there was a good chance that they would. They're still up here, which I don't like, but now they're only, I suppose, 1 hex away from connecting. And they have a town space locked up. I think I should probably beat them, but I mean, their game isn't awful, to be fair. I also will totally triple dig this if they don't like, if nomads like leave it too long, I totally will triple dig that as well. Because now that now I'm guaranteed D1, so. This witch's game is going about as well as you could have hoped. They've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 free leech. Not to mention this already. I've gotten 2 leech this game, and I don't know it's going to increase too fast. I don't like this move. Oh, okay, it's a landscape. I don't particularly like that move for nomads. I mean, it does hurt witches, no question. But I think that E4 was more of an important hex for nomads themselves. This is their actual connection hex, unless they try to like sail around through this, like 3 ship to this. That's an awkward connection path. But E4 like doesn't require digging for them to connect. They may be going for a bridge town. A bridge town wouldn't be too bad here. At this point, I would strongly consider just flying to I6 for witches, because F3 was like the most interesting other possibility. B4, I suppose, is still good. This is like a good hex to get over here. And there's like zero pressure on, there's like negative pressure on I6 at this point. I mean, darklings are getting their sanctuary. I think we would ideally here like to pass on to this, because I think that next round we are just going to advance our ship even more and start building this and this. E1, B5. Yep, it is B4. There are no spades coming in for witches, so I don't think that they should target B5 particularly hard, but we'll see how it goes down. Nomads go for the double spade. That makes sense. That's part of their connection plan. We want to get our cult spade. Darklings take fire 1, makes lots of sense. It's a coin-rich game, so everyone's pretty happy right now. Which is our first to pass. They probably... I would not take this if I were witches, but they are going to get the coins action, which is unfortunate. I did really want the coins action here. Okay, we're not getting any leech anyway, so we can just down convert like this. And then we will take... Could we take another action? And we could bridge to C4, I suppose. Is that worth it? Then I would get nomads past tile. Let's just see how it goes down this way first. Our opportunity to get the Tukey town is very, very appealing to me. I think it also just helps us to deal a blow to nomads, though I guess nomads can retaliate, right? Nomads are not helpless. They can take away both A9 and H6, in which case I'm in quite a lot of trouble if that happens. So I think that for now we're supposed to play it cool, and hope that nomads don't... Well, I guess nomads have nowhere else to sandstorm, but they could come for this hex too. I think we buy the priest. I think we buy the priest and we go to 3 ship. Getting a 3 ship, like if nomads are careless, we can get H6 here, and then we can get these guys. This will put pressure on nomads to take h6. I don't think Terra Steel wants to like super hard dig this. I think he probably wants me on b5 so he can go for a town through here with me as a neighbor. Darklings now do need 3 shipping to connect. Likely, they're going to need to come all the way around this. Well, I guess they're still connected on c4. So I think that the race to c4 is on as of now. Nomads give witches some beautiful leech. It's a lot of leech, but I think witches should take it. Yeah, they do take it. It is a TP round. So I think Darklings probably grab c4, a6 this round. I imagine that's their plan. Witches will go for water 1. That seems to make sense. Witches can also take d6. So I think that my plan now is actually to secure like these red hexes. Actually, d6 is the least important because if I get h6, then I also get this. We're going to see what happens when I advance ship a second time here. Also, I suppose I might have just committed myself to a no-town game, because now I assume that nomads are sandstorming this. They don't have much else to sandstorm. Yeah, I suppose a game with no endgame scoring and no towns is not the strongest, huh? Let's build this. Darklings might give us some love. I expect witches to give us a little leech here. Okay, so, alright, so I am losing this town. Fine. I'm not getting a town with my sanctuary. We're probably not going to get the 2-key town. It's okay, we don't need to panic. I think that we saw this as a realistic possibility. One thing I could do here is I could double spade these 2 hexes. That would be kind of cool, right? Then I'm not getting to all the shipping, but I think it's better to go for the shipping. Quickly changed my mind. So I think witches probably make 2 TPs here as I try to go around here. I'll try to secure some of these hexes. Maybe it's, I don't know what this undo is about. Maybe they want the single dig instead. I think single dig makes a fair amount of sense because they want to build TPs. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we could double dig these hexes, but I think that securing naturals is better. And also, this single dig going away means that I probably get h6. They secured i6 this round as well. I think that witches are winning. Then I'm not sure between me and nomads. Probably nomads are beating me. Seems fairly likely that nomads are still ahead of me. Simply because like I picked into a weak spot and nomads are now in good position over here. They are going to get this, which is very nice for them. Darklings will be able to get this, which is nice for them. And then I suppose witches will get onto my tile. I won't have a pass tile in the next round, but I will get onto like some high coins. I have a long round coming, yeah. So I'll probably miss out on the pass tile here. Maybe I'll just have a short round here because why do I need a long round? Um, but I'm going to get onto lots of natural reds here, so I'm happy about that. I'll pass for 9. Um, actually, I'm just losing to nomads, right? Like they're gonna pass for they have a scoring tile, which I don't. They're gonna hit 2 towns for 10 points, plus like 10 points worth, 20 points worth of towns, and they're on this, so that's gonna be like 8 points from here, 2 points from 4 points from Earth ones, that's 54. 10 points from this, that's 64, and then 2 of these towns, like they're already gonna be at like 80 points after next round, and I don't have any scoring favors, and they're ahead of me on cults. And okay, yeah, it looks very, very good for nomads. Let's put it that way. Does not look good for us. Yeah, H6 shouldn't bother nomads too much because they can still connect here. They can still town here even. And then they just need one of these 2 hexes, which no one really wants. So witches sent the priest to water, but they're not going to be able to get the spade off of it. I guess they don't care that much. This actually annoyed witches because now they need 3 digs for their last hex as opposed to 2. Or I guess they could go for a sanctuary town here and then take this hex or something. That probably is more likely to be what happens. Grab this hex. Witches go for the long round tile, which makes sense. Okay, how are we going to play this game out? I think it makes a lot of sense for our spade to go here. This will help our edge hex streams. But we have like no coins. We don't really have a lot of leech going on for us. I suspect that the way to go might be to just take the coins as opposed to the 1 worker. Like, how many TPs can I even build this round with 3 coins? And I have 2 free dwellings as well. So yeah, I think that our plan is to put this to red, and then we toss a priest on the earth track for some coins and leech. We build like maybe 1 TP and 3 dwellings. No, maybe 2 TPs and 4 dwellings. Or 2 dwellings, 2 TPs, something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Witches grab a 2-key town, I assume. I mean, I suspect it's 2-key town. I don't see any reason for it not to be. Yep. We don't need to rush that priest to earth. We should place this first. Who's going to take water 1 from us? Do we care about water 1? I think we likely do care about water 1, because otherwise, like, we will need to build TPs for this. Darklings buy a priest. Okay. Don't know what that's about. They want to make their town. I think that what they really want is they just want this and this, right? I'm wondering if G10 or H7 makes more sense. I think that probably H7 is more important early. I'm also wondering if it makes sense for me to go after one of these hexes like this. Because right now I've got 1 hex on the edge. I'm going to have, this is 4 hexes on the edge. Witches have 1, 2. They're probably going to get this hex. So that's 3 hexes on the edge. And then they have these 2, 4, 5. If they get C1 as well, that's 6 hexes on the edge, and I can't beat that. However, if I take C1, that's +1 for me, -1 for them. Could be pretty significant. We'll think about it. It's like not obvious that we have like a good way to go about to make that happen right now. And admittedly, they also just got the double spade, so we can probably put that thought out of mind for the moment. Maybe we can get through H8 and make a town through here if witches ever build G9. Yeah, witches building G9 would be a pretty nice outcome for us. Witches rush water 1. Okay. I guess I have a pretty good chance at losing water 1, huh? Oh well. Yeah, that's probably an OL situation. I don't think I have anything that justifies going for water 1 right now. Maybe I just had to build TPs here then. I had to build TPs here and just try to build lots of dwellings in the next round and score off the track better. Because Darkling's probably just TP for a coin town and then temple for water 1. And I think I just have to kind of let it happen. All right, I think that we can effectively use a double spade here. We need to figure out where it goes. I'd probably take an 8-pointer here for nomads. Indeed, they do that. And then maybe the second one can be a ship town so that they can put a spade on B6 or something. It's a ship town for Darklings. So Darklings really want to get onto this. I want that as well, but I think that I'm kind of okay with any of these past tiles. Okay, witches do secure C1. Okay, fair enough. That was a good play by them. They've used their flight. Okay. All right, maybe I do pivot back into the water one idea then. Darklings can't afford it. This is pretty nice for Darklings. They're going to open to the coins action and they'll just have all the economy. Which means that they will be able to get water one next round. The question is, do I want water one here or do I want to try to get it next round? It's probably slightly better for an economy to try to get it next round. I still have double spade open to me, but that I can also put off to next round, I think. So okay, how about this? What if we take water one, air one now? We cycle our power, and then we just build another TP in a random spot like D1. I think that sounds pretty appealing to me. Getting more priest production is good for us, and locking up scoring favors is also pretty good, especially since we're at a deficit of scoring favors right now. We'll probably upgrade C3. I think that witches will give us some love over there. I like this placement of the dwelling. Nomads are trying to stall to get a certain pass tile. I think that this might end up with them getting no pass tile, if I'm not mistaken. Witches should be passing on to the dwellings tile for sure. They're done. They could send the last priest to Earth, I guess. Okay, they greedily make a TP for the income. But basically, like, nomads have at least 2 actions left. I don't think that they wanted to be taking 2 more actions. But I'm going to say that their mistake is my gain. Yeah. Terrasteel grabs 2 workers, which is very interesting. I suppose this means that he's going for another TP. But in any case, I should pass here, and I think that between the TP and the dwellings tile, I think it's clear that I want the dwellings tile. I think that we put our cult spade on I7, because this is a... Okay, do we put it on I7? We could put it on one of these less contested hexes, like A8. Also, I7 Darklings want for their town, but would they really passive a coins action to spend 3 workers digging this? I don't think that they would. In any case, we should be ready to take the coins in case they make a foolish move. And I also think that the correct thing for us to do is to take this. I don't think we need to worry about anyone else taking a double spade, so let's say that we can get the leech to double spade if we want. So we're gonna pass and convert like this. This leaves us able to take a coins action without burning any power if darklings leave that. However, it also leaves us available to take a double spade with just a tiny bit of leech. And yeah, it also basically forced nomads to upgrade down there instead of in a place that they might prefer. Because if they wanted to upgrade here, then I could have gotten that leech. So yeah, nomads are going to put a cult spade on b6. Nomads will have 2 hexes down here on the edge if they try to go for like this line. They'll have this hex, this hex, this hex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for nomads. I'm kind of seeing. Yeah, wow. Nomads are at 82 points after passing, or 78 points after passing. Insane. They're debating if they should just build E3. I think that building E3 is a good move. They could go for a town through here. I am going to be building E1 in this coming round, so yeah, we'll turn this guy to red. No one should object to that. Witches will turn this. So witches are just winning, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They have 5 on the edge. They'll probably get another 1 or 2 somehow, like maybe this guy. Maybe this H8 hex. Yes, this edge battle could be pretty decisive this game, so using my stuff for spades seems strong. Anyway, yeah, this is like nomads totally chose to just not get onto a pass tile, which is pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Darklings should be taking the coins. They should just Darklings probably going for the coins and no third town is the right move. Because they're on the ship tile. Get to 3 ship, build this. Like going for this town here can't be as good as like getting the 3 ship and getting on all their blacks during the spade round, or during the dwellings round rather. Oh, okay. Nomads did secure this hex, which totally makes sense. That totally makes sense. They just wanted it, right? Like, this should be b6, I think. And I think that if that happens, I probably just double spade it away. Probably take this and e3 if it goes down that way. I guess I should take this first, right? Darklings taking this would be... No, Darklings want to get to 3 ship, so... Alright. If I double spade here... What am I left with? If I double spade, I have no coins. I can convert both my priests into single coins by sending them to, like, fire and water. And then I can build, so that would give me 12 coins. With 12 coins, you can build 3 dwellings and 2 TPs. And if I get 1, oh, okay, I only have 8 workers anyway. So 3 dwellings, 2 TPs seems pretty good for my round, right? Maybe 4 dwellings and 1 TP. Yeah, 4 dwellings and 1 TP sounds like a reasonable round, so... I'll just turn this guy red. I don't think that A7 would survive Would it? Could I survive a7? Because then nomads would be concerned about keeping e3. Let's float it and see what happens. Nomads probably want their third town a little more, right? Witches prepare for a super fast round. They just flew. Um, so witches are prepared to pass, I think. They don't have a neighbor to build a cheap TP, so they're on the TP tile. They probably want Sanctuary Fire to... Well, no, they should probably build this TP. I don't think anyone's passing, so witches are going to build B1 as a TP, maybe send a priest to water, then build A1, and then still try to pass. And I think that they're going to get away with it. I don't really see any reason why they shouldn't. Okay, would nomads take a single spade? It was probably the right move for them. They need edge to win this game, or they don't 100% need it, but they probably should get edge if they're looking to win. I have 1, 2, 3 more dwellings. This is Darklings not advancing their ship is kind of pesky. They could be trying to take h7 away from me as well, but I do need to secure my hexes in like edge order first. Like this one's like a guaranteed town for them, right? Because they get this. They could just be going for this town down through here, which is also pretty acceptable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Darklings could have 7 hexes on the edge. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will need to generate, like, I can maybe get these two guys in the final round or something to get to 8 on the edge. Witches have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the edge. Nomads 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe. They could get to 6 on the edge. I think that I might be able to win edge, which would be pretty good. There's not much else going for me, so winning edge would feel kind of nice. Yeah, okay, so Darklings will just go for another town down there, which is fine. I'll secure this guy first. And then they'll have 4 down here, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Maybe 9. Maybe it's worth trying to cut off Darklings. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. This is fine. This should go after h8 next. Okay, there's the pass that we expected from witches. I don't think that we can really afford to pass early here. I think that we're still in it enough in terms of contesting network versus darklings that we shouldn't pass too early. Plus darklings hopefully will have a longish round. They still want to get on all their hexes, right? They still want this, and this. Though they're almost out of stuff. They're going to start running out of coins. I have enough stuff for 1 TP and 1 dwelling, which seems about right. Darklings secure this hex by turning it black. That doesn't really secure it. It was a 3 hex dig for me anyway, but whatever. Let's give Darklings some time to get there. Let's send our priests to fire. There's a chance that I can upgrade G10, is what I'm seeing, and then there's still a chance that I can try to go for this town. And if I can do that, that's quite nice. So Darklings probably build a TP, then build H8, I assume. I hope, you know. Likely what happens in the final round is that nomads are able to do something silly anyway, but Darklings might just dig G3 with their first G9 with their first action next round, but I feel like that's not great for them. So I can definitely retaliate by taking E10, and then their connection is in some trouble. They need C9, and I can definitely take C9 and E10 with like nothing else to do. I think Nomad's passing time might be coming. They're probably supposed to pass pretty soon. Oh, they still have their Sandstorm left. Probably take F1, right? Annoy me, force me to take that. Then I have to come to E1 before I TP or something. Nomads are slow playing. Okay. I approve of that. Come on, Darklings. Build H8. Nope, they advanced ship. Okay, fine. Well, fine. It looks like I'm building my TP in a spot where I didn't want to. Is there still any chance I want the double spade here? I would say that the answer is yes. There's definitely still a chance. So I'm going to go worker to coin for this. Okay, nomads have essentially almost officially given me a pass tile. However, I am going to use my cult step because I'm just super greedy. I think it goes on the air track. So I'm annoyingly competitive with witches on all these tracks. I'm just trying to think like which ones am I going to have like the best luck with. Nomads probably want to put a TP on F1, so I think I'm safe to use my cult bump. So I'm going to do that. We'll put the cult bump on. Witches are definitely taking fire too. They want to use most of their priests to advance ship, and then they have 2 left over. So I don't think that, like, fire 2 plus the last priest to fire, yeah, that could happen. They can probably just beat me on either of these cults if they want. I can't really close cults here, so let's put it on fire. Darklings will probably build their last dwelling. So I'll land on the TP tile, which is definitely not the tile that I would want preferentially, but like I would much prefer to land on Darklings tile, but this is better economy. Like I'm already overflowing my power, so I would actually prefer to land on this for economy. It's an extra worker. Super Zarni, where are towns? What is a town? I've never heard of this concept. Please enlighten me. Okay, so Darklings are going for their strongholds, so there's like no world where I can actually dig away enough hexes to stop them from connecting. So that's sad. Wait a second. Can I make this town? Can I put a bridge here? Is that any good? Darklings just block it right away, right? Yeah, I don't think that's worth it. I get onto like a slightly better pass tile, but I don't think that that's actually worth it. So I mean, is it a bed behind me? Yeah, it is a bed. Hope it's comfy. Nomads need to advance ship twice in their final round. I mean, they're going to be able to do it because they have town economy coming in. I wonder if nomads are going to try to go for like E2 so that they can. Probably what nomads are actually going to do is, right, they're going to come to E2 TP. And then they still need fire too, don't they? Okay. Do we want a double spade? That's kind of the question of the hour. I say let's delay. We'll see if we can squeeze out of town. there are 2 hexes that we might want. I wanted to play witches. I mean, I did want to play witches, but witches were bid down to 10. So, yeah. I mean, witches being bid down to 10 is probably was it just felt like a little too much for me, but clearly I mean witches are going to win, right? Like or witches have a very good chance at winning right now. They're almost certainly beating me, so like if you just do the math right now, I forget if we banned math on this stream. Did we ban math on this stream? We banned towns. Math is okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That's a reasonable take. I think we're still taking a leech. There's the stronghold. Our point about leech becomes very pertinent right away. Darklings, are they just not connecting? Is that what I'm seeing? Are Darklings connecting? I assume this is an 8-pointer. They also beat me on the air cult, which, I mean, that makes sense. Oh, Darkling's already connected with 3 shit. Good call. Yeah. So Darklings can now just build edge hexes. So I see... Oh, they don't have any... They'll build this and probably take a workers' town, right? So they can get a workers' town and then build maybe 2 more of these. So, okay, so that's their final count then. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 on the edge. We're at 6. So we need 2 digs. I feel like these are pretty good dig spots if we use our double spade. Is that better than just this town? We're not guaranteed this town, right? That's the issue. Yeah, let's just lock up some hexes. Darkling should never really be able to come over here to meddle with A12, so... By the way, I'm like dangerously close to thinking that the stronghold is a decent idea. There are lots of reasons the stronghold is not a good idea. Like this tile definitely says don't build the stronghold. Air 1 says don't build the stronghold. But I don't have Earth 1, so like this says build the stronghold, and this also says build the stronghold, with no Earth 1. Can I go... Okay, like I'm just literally thinking, can I literally do this? Can I go stronghold, TP, dwelling? That would be 8 plus 10. 8 plus 5 is 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 15 stuff right now. That would leave me at 3 structures on my board, which might be important versus Darklings. I could tie Darklings by going for TP, dwelling, stronghold. How valuable are these priests? Probably not that valuable. Witches have lots of priests. I'm asking how valuable are priests because I already have exactly enough stuff to build all my structures right now. This was fun, if nothing else, so. So we're going to end with 8 on the edge. We're going to tie Darklings and Network as well. Darklings, I think, just have more points than us because they have Earth 1 and these guys here, and they already have more points, but I think this was reasonably fun. So we're going to get to 97. We're going to pass for 11, 97, 11, 108. We're going to 108. This was fun if nothing else. Words live by. Yeah, that's my philosophy, right? So we're ending at we're ending a very distant third. It looks like, and that's okay. We probably were not supposed to play Chaos Magicians, and if we were playing Chaos Magicians and trying to play Culty, we were supposed to triple dig e4. It looks like it's kind of sad, but it looks like we were actually supposed to triple dig this to get that town. We obviously failed to do that, but such is life. Nomads decided to make an expensive TP, which is a little surprising. Nomads need a coin town here or a ship town. I think that the ship town is a little better because then they can save. Oh, wait, they might have needed the coin town. It was a tough competition for C4 Light Watch. I mean, it kind of was. Like, I do think that I do think that like ultimately like the worst thing that happened here was Darklings taking C4 for us, right? Because like this actually didn't do them anything. Like they started C5 and did absolutely nothing with C5. They could have gotten the leech from like they could have possibly gotten the leech from witches on G8, but this hex wound up giving them one leech all game. They didn't upgrade it. They didn't turn it into a town. They built 2 hexes off of it, and I'm almost certain that they could have hit those 2 hexes anyway by shipping around. Um, so yeah, it seems like quite a bummer for Darklings that it went down this way. Yeah, I mean Darklings should be getting almost 0 cult points. I guess they should get 2 cult points here, but then they need to give up some stuff there. Um, yeah, let's say that Darklings go all out, use all their stuff to build 2 more dwellings. Don't think it looks that great for them. So that'll be 4 points. 4 points here, so that's 8 more points. 112. and then we're tied in endgame. We're tied in like network considerations, but I'm ahead of them by like probably 10 points here. Yeah, so I'm slightly ahead of darklings, and that's about it. Turns out that making towns is good in Terra Mystica. Um, I wasn't actually aware of that, but apparently it can be pretty good if you make towns in Terra Mystica, so that's something to know for next time. Do witches want a lot of leech? I don't know if they want this much leech. I don't think darklings possibly want this leech. And if they do, then it's my bad. Taking this would allow me to send a priest to a cult, but witches can close either of those cults that I send the priest to, so I don't think it's actually good. Was I wrong? Did they take a 2-for-1 that they shouldn't have? They did take a 2-for-1 that they shouldn't have, so hilariously enough, I did trick darklings into losing a point. This can't turn into a resource point either, so so they're gonna be at 111 after passing. I'm gonna be at 108 after passing. Witches are going to go for this structure. I think that probably might make it. Okay, so they're going to tie nomads on the edge. They're not going to beat us on the edge. They're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel like this was supposed to just be on B1. Doesn't matter. They can do their own thing. Anyway, the ultra powerful priest to coin conversion is happening twice here. Gotta love that. Oops, we never wound up using our double action. The culty chaos magicians really didn't happen. I mean, the culty chaos magicians couldn't get a town, right? I think that if I just triple dig e4 like I'm supposed to, then it probably looks pretty good. But yeah, I didn't do the triple dig that I was supposed to, and that's ultimately going to cost us here. Also, I mean, to be fair, like darklings killed our town and got themselves 0, right? Like darklings are going to be an okay distance fourth here. Like they're going to be within like 5 to 10 points of me, but they were never in the running for this game, and I think that a lot of that is because they started c5 and decided to kill me on c4. Like I actually thought that this was like an okay move in the moment, but now that I'm looking at it, like this was terrible, right? Like they actually got themselves 0 from this hex. I guess they got themselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leech. They got themselves 5 leech from this one hex, but it didn't advance them toward towns. Like it just doesn't look like it was very good. But oh well. Oh, we're only at 106. Yeah, because it wasn't 8 points. It was 9, or it wasn't 8 plus 3. It was just 6 plus 3. Yep, so witches will get 8 here, 9 here, so 17. They'll be at 116. Plus 15. 131. Plus 22 on the cults. think I said they're at like 131 plus 22 is 155-ish. Yeah, we can't beat that. Oh wait, nomads only got here? So we're actually tying nomads on network? Wait, nomads only got 5 on the edge? Oh, okay, so witches getting that last edge structure was good. Yeah. So witches are winning by like a million. Then nomads have 6 points plus 20, plus 16, 22 points, 147. As we thought, nomads weren't quite as good as like my initial evaluation of CM was correct. They were bad. Yeah, clearly CM was bad. But I think I played them poorly. I think we got some not so great breaks and like darklings kind of played pretty heavily against us in some ways. And wait, darklings sent this priest to water. That was also really bad. Like it was good because it hurt nomads, but like it doesn't really matter. Nomads are way ahead of us anyway. So what could we have done better this game? What if we just take one thing that we could have done better? Maybe is we could have just taken Earth One. Um, Earth One would be better because then we're not playing such like a like let's say, I mean, to be clear, Water 2 was a lot of economy. Water 2 was a lot of economy. It also landed us on the 7 coins tile. So Water 2, let's say it was worth like, well, okay, it also got us some network points. So I don't know. I don't think that Earth 1 is correct. I think that I don't think I regret Water 2 basically. I think I used the economy, even though the scoring was very poor. I think that the economy might have just been worth it. Because like getting to 15 network was actually really important. What we all tied for 3 structures? Oh, because nomads were cut off, which is okay. Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we were actually fairly competitive with nomads. So in the end, like I don't think that I particularly did anything wrong um, by taking water too. It's just kind of a bummer, but that it wound up going down this way. And yeah, I mean, if Darklings give us that hex and we're able to play a culty game, then maybe it goes down better as well. So witches managed to use everything, so that's a point of support for going for this 3 points on air. Though to be fair, if they don't go with these 3 points on air, then I was better. But Darklings hurt me to come in fourth. I mean, I think that we all kind of knew that Darklings were coming in fourth this game, like after round one. Round one, they didn't hurt anyone in round one. They took G6, which good for them, right? They wanted to connect, and they built a TP, and then they passed without building a dwelling. They passed onto this 4 coins and a cult step tile without building a dwelling. So like they hurt no one except themselves, and they took like a whole bunch of priest actions this game without building a second temple. Um, it just didn't seem to be good. So yeah, I mean, like this was good for no one, right? This wound up ultimately just being good for no one. Darklings did not benefit from this placement. Um, G8 would have been better. Um, G8 lets them get down here sooner. Though ultimately they wound up getting these hexes anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I mean, so part of the reason why I don't love these games with the extra scoring is they put so much emphasis on economy, right? And the fact is, like, it also puts more pressure on you if you have color neighbors. Um, that's part of why we knew that Chaos Magicians were so bad, right? Like that's reflected in like the bids. Chaos Magicians were so awful because having nomads in particular as a color neighbor who have the sandstorm ability and have 3 dwellings versus your one, it just like severely hampers your ability to get out on the board. And I mean, I was able to get out on the board, but it was at the expense of ever making any towns. And like, if we're looking at why we lost, it's just like it's here, right? Like, um, and like we bid witches down 30 points, and they still wound up like we had a 30 like witches we had a 30-point edge on witches, and witches beat us by over 20. So witches were 50 points better than chaos magicians. It was literally correct to zero bid witches here. They didn't even take a single point of legion. They took like maybe 2 points of legion round one. So like a zero bid for, and actually they would have gotten it right from this. So yeah, like part of the issue with these extra scoring games is just, and this was even, wow, this was actually even with like me having beaten witches by 12 points or 9 points in the extra scoring. So like, but basically like these games just encourage you to play high econ, and color neighbors hurt all the more. Like witches wound up not having to stretch that hard to hit um, the extra stuff, but I don't know. Such is life. Um, Thanks everyone for watching. It's not super encouraging that this is how our return to arena goes, but that's okay. You can't win them all. So thanks for watching. Thanks for chatting. We'll see you next time.